prove that it's recorded.
Oh. Hey.
Need a message, Matt.
Just so everybody's aware, we just started the live stream while we wait the last members to join.
All right. Good morning. This is the Board of Appeals June 2021 meeting being held virtually on our Zoom platform. I'd like to remind everybody of our Aloha etiquette protocols while we're online. Please, one person at a time with no side conversations. Mute your device unless you're speaking to improve our audio. Raise your hand and wait for recognition by the chair before speaking. Prior to speaking, please state your name, at least the first time. Speak slowly and clearly and as close to the microphone as you can. Limit your distractions, which is everybody else in your house, mobile phones, devices, and we'll try to take a break on the hour. I'd like to begin by introducing the members that are online at the moment. Stacy Aguiar. Good morning, Stacy. Hi. Richard Henderson.
Good morning.
The second. Good morning. Justin Lee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Justin. Neil Thomas.
Morning, everybody.
Hi, Neil. With me in the conference room is Diana Mellon Lacey, the counsel to the board.
Good morning.
Representing the staff support for the Board of Appeals is Bethany Morrison.
Good morning.
Online and masterminding all of this is Rob Leisure. Where's Rob?
Hello. I've removed my video.
He's so smart, he's gone. We have Kim Tanaka, the secretary to the board.
Hello.
Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
All right.
And we have Zendo Kern.
Oh, and we have our planning director, Zendo Kern.
And then we
Morning, everybody.
Yes, hi, Zendo. And then we have Jean Campbell, Planning Department's Corp Counsel.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Jean. Okay, I'd like to announce the agenda items that have been continued or withdrawn. It's Husin, BOA 18000201, continued to August 13th. Sims, BOA 19000207, that appeal has been withdrawn. Jensen's, BOA 20000267, this is continued to July 9th, 2021. Matthias Kusch, BOA 20000284, the appeal is withdrawn. An acronym, AOPOCOVIT,
Pretty good.
Board of Appeals 21-000296 is continued until September 10th, 2021. And then Kiowai Hui, BOA 21-000298 is continued to October 8th, 2021.
And Chair, we also have Robert Bruce, 200240.
Okay, and then we have Robert Bruce, BOA 20-000240. That appeal is withdrawn.
And I see that Matson Davis has joined.
Oh, Matson, you made it. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. Apologize for that. Little coffee with the cops out there delayed me a second, so here I am.
Okay. Did you get him some donuts too?
No, man. I got them Pokeballs. Man, out there at Matsuyama's.
All right. Let's see. At this time, I'd like to take any statements from the public on items on the current agenda. Do we have any members of the public online? If not, we don't have any testimony that we've received on any of these matters. So with that, I'm going to close the public testimony portion. All right, on our new business, we have Norteca Properties, BOA 19-000237. This is an appeal of a decision by the planning director dated November 19th, 2019, regarding the denial of an STVR, 19-363238, and the non-conforming use certificate 19-1636. The location is 77152 Queen Kalama Avenue in Kailua Kona, and the TMK is 377025078. Is there a representative of this matter at this party available for the record? Can we hear you?
Yes, Lynn Allingham. I'm the president of Norteca Properties, Inc.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
Ms. Allingham, have you followed through with the notice issues that are required by an appellant?
Yes,
Okay. And do you have a record of that service?
yes,
And that's been submitted to the board?
yes.
Okay. Thank you. We're having that checked.
Yeah, I'm just looking on the. I know that she initially did. I don't know if
Ms.
it's
Allingham,
for this hearing.
have you, you had a prior hearing scheduled that was continued or postponed. Is that when you gave notice for a prior hearing?
When I gave notice of a prior hearing, I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay, so we're having a hearing for you now, but this has been continued for some time, correct?
Correct, several times.
Yeah, so when did you give the notice?
Of the hearing?
Yes.
I guess I'm not sure what you mean by give the notice of the hearing. I gave notice to all the surrounding property owners of my application.
Okay, so when there's a hearing on a matter that can affect surrounding property owners, you've made this appeal, you need to notice them 20 days prior to the hearing that this hearing is going to be occurring. Have you done that in any matter?
No, you mean there's like 150 of them. I have to give notice to 150 of them, or just the ones that filed responses?
The ones within 300.
Any of the surrounding property owners in this matter within 300 feet need to be noticed that you are appealing a decision by the director.
And when the hearing.
And I did
what the
that.
hearing-
Or no, I did that in the initial application.
Yes.
But I didn't know about giving notice of the appeal.
Thank you, Kyle.
Okay, and nothing from any earlier hearing?
No.
Okay, so this is one of our rules, our Rule 811D, which is the matter of giving notice.
And it's stated in the order.
And there's an order that you received on this matter, and it says, or reminds you that you shall mail a notice of the new hearing date to all the persons required to be notified in accordance with our board Rule 811D. So without that notice, we don't have, we're not following our required rules of practice.
Well, I guess in that case, I would ask for a continuance, and I will, a new date be set, and I'll notify the surrounding property owners of the new date of the hearing.
So, my suggestion,
This was never mentioned before during any of the prior continuances that I had to renotice property owners or anything like that. It was never brought up.
Well, it's on your notice, and it's on the first page of your notice.
and it's in the board rule.
And it's the responsibility of an appellant to be aware of the board's rules that govern their appeal. So we have a
Well, I think with the pandemic, everything got kind of messed up anyway. Like I said, it's been continued a number of times. Originally, I was planning to be there in person, and then I wasn't able to travel, and then one of the hearings got canceled by the board, and one thing and another. So I think given the circumstances, I should be allowed a little leeway here and be allowed to send out the notice of a new hearing date. I don't think that would prejudice the planning department significantly. We would just notice it up more than 20 days from today. And then I can have a full hearing actually on the merits.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Ellingham. At this time, the chair is going to take or request that the board go into an executive session.
We need to get a motion.
So could I receive a motion from a member on the floor?
So moved. This is Richie Henderson.
Neil
Thank
Thomas,
you. Do I have a
second.
second by Neil? All right, we have a motion to go into executive session to discuss how we are going to process this matter today, whether we're going to continue it or whether we're going to hear a dispositive motion in front of the board by the planning director. So at this time, I'd like to have a vote to go into executive session. All those in favor, raise your hand.
Roll call.
Aye.
Or should we do
We
a
have
roll
to have a
call?
roll call.
Okay, this is a roll call vote. I apologize. So could we have a roll call, Bethany?
Oh, sorry.
Flame on, Torch.
Stacy Aguiar,
Aye.
David Masson. I'm sorry,
Mattson Davis,
Davis.
aye. Yep,
Sorry.
sorry.
Richard Henderson.
Aye.
Springer K is absent. Justin Lee
Aye.
and Neil Thomas.
Aye.
Chair McCauley.
Aye.
Okay. 6 ayes.
So Rob, can you take us into executive session?
Yes, I'm going to try to do that right now. And my apologies, I'm getting a message that
Ms.
I have.
Allingham?
Yes.
Ms. Allingham, just to notice you, in executive session, you are going to be removed from our board, and we're
Okay.
going to discuss the matters that are particular to the board's requirements.
Okay.
Thank you.
Chair McCauley, can you
Please,
hear me?
Yes, I can, Rob.
Okay, great. Sorry, I've been getting messages on my screen that I have a low internet connection in Kona right now. So let me try this. So my apologies if it gets a little delayed. But I'm going to
Okay.
create a breakout room and put the members in there. One moment.
So we're leaving out Zendo, Jean, and Ms. Allingham.
Yeah, everybody but the board members.
So,
What do you got?
so I'm going to put in the Board of Appeals room. That's the conference room. Justin Lee, Mattson Davis, Neil Thomas, Richie Henderson, and Stacy Aguiar.
And Chair McCauley.
And the big room.
Yeah,
what
that's
it is.
that's the Board of Appeals room. Okay, one moment. Here you go. Okay.
If you're talking, Rob, we can't hear you, buddy.
Sorry, everybody. I lost my internet connection. I'm back. Can anybody hear me?
I got you, Rob. You are back with, you are not in the executive, but you're here
Good.
with us.
Yeah, this is where I should be. Thank you.
Good man.
Well, I freaked out. I thought if I lost connection, the whole thing would fall apart, but I think it's okay.
No, we're still going. So all good. Live on YouTube.
Good. Thank you.
Yes, the rest of us are here.
Thank you.
We're okay, it's only a
9:30.
half hour. Let's just move.
Just seems like
Yeah.
a long time.
Okay, I believe everybody is back.
The appeals room is muted.
Mr. Chair, if you would like to recognize me, I would like to proceed with the continuance of this matter.
I would like to,
Okay, well, I'm gonna-
can you hear me, Richie?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, good. Thank
So-
you. Mr. Henderson has made a motion. Do we have a second?
Neil seconds.
Neil has a second. So we have a motion to continue this matter. Is there any discussion? Hearing none.
We have to get a date that we will be continuing to.
Yes, so Ms. Allingham, we're going to continue this matter.
Oh,
Yes, Richie?
Yes, Ms. Allingham, I would like to know what you consider a reasonable amount of time to conform to the rules of notice with not only the Board of Appeals, but with the County Planning Department's public notice. And would next month be sufficient time, or would you need 60 days?
Could we do it in 60 days? I really am trying hard to follow all the rules. There's just a
Okay.
lot of them. So I want to
Yeah.
read through everything and make sure that I'm doing it right. I would really appreciate it. And I do appreciate the board's
Yeah,
indulgence
I
on this.
would like to say that, proceeding
want
this
to
is much the
read?
same as dealing with, a case in the matter of law before court. And being prepared is, one of the recommended, assets to have in your bag. So having said that, I think that we'd be in favor of the 60-day continuance, if I can amend that motion, Mr. Chair.
Seconder accepts.
What date would we be
All right.
looking at then?
So for our upcoming calendar, where do I have my calendar?
Oh, wait, here we go, I got it.
All right.
So July 9th is too soon to
Yeah.
make the date.
It would be August 13th, which is nominally a KONA meeting. And so August 13th, Friday. Friday the 13th is such a optimistic day for Ms. Allingham.
Okay. I do appreciate
So-
that. Thank you.
So the notice would have to be sent to all the adjacent property owners no later than 20 days before August 13th.
Okay, I will do that.
So before we
Take the vote.
take a vote, Ms. Allingham, I noticed that you are an attorney, Esquire, in Anchorage, Alaska. Is that the case?
Yes, I am. I'm admitted in Alaska and Washington State.
Okay. And so on April 9th, I signed a order granting the further continuance of this hearing to this day, Friday, June 18th. Do you recall receiving this notice?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Ms. Allingham, this is a very brief notice. It's 2 paragraphs. And the second paragraph ends with, the appellant shall mail a notice of the new hearing date to all persons required to be notified in accordance with Board Rule 811D, which is what we've been discussing for the past few
Yes.
minutes. So do you understand that language?
Well, now I do. I apologize before. I thought all persons required to be notified were counsel for the planning department, et cetera, and I didn't realize that there were other persons required to be notified, but now I do realize that, and I will make sure I follow that.
So you did not review our board rules at that time?
Not
So,
at that time.
that's-
I did way back in
Yeah.
the beginning in September or whenever it was, November of 2019, but so much time has passed, you know, and so much has happened in the meantime. I admit I didn't go back and re-review them in April when the latest continuance was issued.
And the
Yes.
counsel for the planning department did not receive a notice from Ms. Allingham about this hearing.
Yeah, I believe you were copied on the email that was sent out about it.
We haven't received anything from you in months.
Okay, well, like I said, I was relying on the email notices that went out.
So Ms. Allingham, I'll just remind you of your responsibilities, both as the appellant and as an attorney, to be aware of the circumstances you find yourself in. This matter is from 2019. The continuances that have been granted in the past months have been as a courtesy, and as you refer back to this pandemic that we're enmeshed in, it's had an effect on these types of things. But this board's patience on this matter, given especially your status as an attorney, is thin. So I please request that you conform with our requirements for our August hearing.
Yes, I will make sure that I do that. Thank you.
We need to take a vote.
All right, so at this time, we have a motion to continue until our August meeting, seconded, and we will now call for the question. If there's no other discussion, does any other board member have anything, or anyone participating have any comments? If not, then we'll call for the vote.
Richie Henderson,
Aye.
Neil Thomas,
Aye.
Stacy Aguiar,
Aye.
Matson Davis,
Aye.
Justin Lee,
Aye.
and Chair McCauley.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion is passed. Ms. Allingham, thank you for your participation, and I hope you'll be ready in August.
Thank you. I apologize for falling short of the requirements so far. I will try very hard to meet the requirements in the future.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, the next item on the agenda is case 4, Robert Bruce, Emmy Chen, Board of Appeals 19-000239. The planning director rescinded the denial. The appeal should be moot. Is that the case?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we just received a letter from their email from their representative, Bill McHewitt, requesting withdrawal of the application. Jean, do you want to confirm that?
Yes, and I forwarded it to the Board of Appeals email address. Since you're all sitting there in a room, I suspect you probably don't see it, but I can confirm, and when you're able to check your email, yeah, you got it. Looks like Jim got it. Thank you.
Yes.
So that one is no longer an active
Okay,
case.
so if that's withdrawn, we no longer have that. And the same was true for BOA 20-00240. Again, Mr. Bruce.
Now we can go to approval of.
So with that, we're going to move on to the approval of our minutes from our April 9th, 2021 meeting. Have the members had the time and the opportunity to review the minutes, and do they have any corrections or modifications?
Well, first we need-
Yes, Richie?
I move that the minutes be approved as circulated.
Thank you. And a second, please.
Neil Thomas, second.
Thank you, Matt. Okay.
Justin second?
Moved and seconded. Mattson.
Mattson.
So now discussion.
Any discussion on the minutes, approval of the minutes? Hearing none. Call for the question.
Okay, Richie Henderson,
Aye.
Mattson Davis,
Aye.
Stacy Aguiar,
Aye.
Justin Lee,
Aye.
Neil Thomas,
Aye.
and Chair McCauley.
Aye. Thank you. I'd like to request the Deputy Corp Counsel for a status update on any appeals filed to the board.
There's been no new appeals filed and no updates on any of the ones that have been filed. I did talk with attorney in our office, Kaena Horowitz, who has been working on most of these cases, and there just hasn't really been any action moving them forward. So there's nothing new to report.
All right, thank you, Diana. And then for staff, Bethany, do we have any update on the outstanding petitions to the board?
I think the update was just that we have 5 petitions for July lined up. Olcott may continue of that. And also in July is the interim rule amendment.
Yes.
And Jim, were you wanting to request a status of all appeals you mentioned?
Yeah, I think it would be a benefit to the board if semi-annually we're noticed on what the roster looks like. You know, what's active, what's, you know, continuing in negotiations with the department, and it would help us perhaps clean out our files, you know, so that we're not carrying things forward unnecessarily. There's been a lot of resolution between the director and the petitioners, the appellants, and so I'd like to be able to purge myself. That would be helpful, I think, on a regular basis. So that's board chair's request to the staff.
We could probably do that. I would be more frequent than semi-annual because, you know, things change.
Yeah, quarterly.
And we keep up
yeah.
with them on our regular log, so
Yeah,
I'll work with April Supernaut on
great.
cadence for that.
Thanks, Bethany. Is everybody prepping for our rules hearing?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure,
Mr. Chair.
Reggie.
In conjunction with the rules, but just as information on this whole thing, and if the planning director wants to chime in, please do. Is there a tolling of these appeals? In what I'm talking about, if they've done the appeal and they don't respond, or within a certain amount of time there's no response, can that just toll the matter and it's automatically done away with as something to clear the calendar and move forward? What is there a provision for that in the rules, or is it something we should consider? Is it, and then of course to council, is that an appropriate way to deal with certain things that have kind of just stagnated and not gone forward?
Zendo Kern here. I don't think that would be a decision that we could opine on, because usually the appeal is against the director or the department, so we wouldn't have that authority. So I would punt that to either Gene or counsel for the board.
Well, what I was kind of alluding to in your side of the game, does the planning department, if someone came in with an application to do something, be it a house or be it a change of zoning, and they don't follow through with anything, do you guys have a mechanism that says, okay, we haven't heard from this guy, they came in and they wanted to do something, but nothing happened, and what do we do with it? Does it just kind of stay hanging in limbo, or can you clear it off the boards?
Various applications will be handled differently, but yeah, certain ones that get stale, like we're doing that for very, very old subdivisions now. We're basically sending out a letter that we don't hear from you. We're withdrawing that application. So we are working on processing those through. So we do have some of those mechanisms. However, for an appeal, again, wouldn't be a decision that we could make.
Understood. Thank you.
And Richie, I think this has been really aberrant because, of course, of the COVID. It really led to a lot of continuances and delays where people were trying to do things and couldn't get started. So this is not the norm from what I know of this board. And also just the numbers that we got were much higher because they were all related to the STVR. So I think once we get this this backlog and these cases processed, it will be much more cut and dried. Bethany, do you have anything to?
Yeah, before the STVR amount of withdrawals that were coming in, it was often the case that the board wouldn't meet.
Yeah. Because
there weren't any cases to be heard. So I think kind of once we get through this, it should level out back to a and there
As
are
needed basis.
21?
Okay.
Are there 21 that are pending the with the LUC?
Yeah, and that will be, I think, addressing in August.
Good to know. Thank you.
So that'll take care of a large amount of pending ones.
Yeah, Neil.
I have a question relating to next month's hearing on the proposed rule changes. What I have in my file that's been sent out is this huge set of the rules, but it's not annotated. It's showing where the changes are. And I guess my question is it really important to be aware of all of that? Or is this just kind of what I think it is? It's an updating of the rules to allow for electronic filing, which shouldn't be controversial.
Yeah, this is Diana. I think that's really the thrust for this particular meeting. However, earlier we did talk about, more in-depth changes to the rules. But we have to be a little bit careful because we didn't agendize a discussion of the rules for this meeting. So I'm afraid we're gonna kind of have to leave that until our next meeting in July. But if you have specific questions about the rules and the changes, then who should they contact, Bethany?
Well, they can contact staff, but because they're coming from the department, we might, try and ask some questions of the department.
Okay, so if you do have questions, contact the board or send email, and then they'll try and get more information for you because this is kind of related to the specific need of the InterGov program, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a document that shows where the changes are?
Yeah, I believe that one came in, Neil, that took out any relation to a letter and replaced it with the electronic media form, at least the one that I saw. You should go back and look in that email and see if there were two copies in it, one that was as is and one that was suggested changes.
And if not, follow up with staff and they can help sort it out. Maybe you didn't get the same thing or something went wrong.
So my understanding is that at our next meeting, we're going to deal with the notification matter changes to the rules.
The rule that what was sent to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically just that, not the general scope of revising everything. That'll have to be done at another meeting. Okay, I got it. Thanks.
All right, great. Does anyone have any announcements? All right, hearing none, I'll remind everybody our next meeting date is July 9th. And at this time, I'll entertain an adjournment motion. Yes, Mattson.
He's
Moved.
Move to adjourn. And a second, please.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Richie. Roll call?
Okay. Mattson Davis,
Aye.
Richie Henderson,
Aye.
Stacy Aguiar,
Aye.
Dustin Lee,
Aye.
Neil Thomas,
Thumbs up. He's
Aye.
flexing his muscle.
Chair McCauley.
Double aye.
Motion passed.
All right, thank you. This meeting is now adjourned. Appreciate your involvement.
Have a good weekend. Happy Father's Day, all you papas.
Yeah, same here. Same to all the dads. Thanks,
All
Mr.
right,
Chair.
take care.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Aloha,
everybody.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Everybody.